Namaste, Namaskaram, and welcome back to Infinite Abundance and to the continuing story of the Dasavatara. We have traveled far, from the primordial flood with Matsya, through the cosmic churning with Kurma, down into the depths of the ocean with Varaha, who rescued the earth herself, and last episode we witnessed Narasimha, the man-lion, emerge from a stone pillar to protect a child's pure devotion, and end the era of a tyrant who had made himself legally untouchable. Each avatar, we have said, matched that moment. But today's avatar does something different. Today, the threat is not a demon of chaos or a tyrant of violence. Today, the threat comes from a king who is too good, too generous, and too successful. And the divine response is not a cosmic warrior. It is a small, unassuming boy. This is the story of Vamana, and it is a masterclass in the difference between power and wisdom. King Bali, Mahabali, the great Bali, as he's called, was by most measures an extraordinary king. He was the grandson of Prahlada, the very devotee we met in our last episode. And he had inherited his grandfather's sincerity, his devotion, and his generosity. Under Bali's rule, the three worlds flourished. There was no poverty, there was no suffering. He gave to everyone who asked. No request was too great. No petitioner left empty-handed. People called his age a golden time. And yet, Bali had conquered the three worlds, the realms of earth, of heaven, and of the subtle worlds beyond. He had displaced the gods from their own realm. Indra and the Devas were in exile, wandering without home or purpose. This is a subtler form of cosmic imbalance than we have seen before. Bali was not evil. He was not motivated by hatred or greed. He was motivated by dharma, his understanding of it. But his expansion had disrupted the natural order. And when the order is disrupted, even by the most well-intentioned ruler, the cosmos calls for correction. The gods appealed to Vishnu, and Vishnu, this time, chose to come not as a warrior, not as a cosmic force, but as something far more interesting. He was born as the son of the sage Kashyapa and Aditi, the mother of the gods, as a dwarf boy. Bali was in the middle of a great yajna, a sacred ritual, when this small, luminous boy approached. Something about the child's bearing commanded attention. His eyes held the depth of the cosmos. His feet moved with an almost imperceptible grace that belied his small form. "I have a request, O great king," said Vamana. His voice was gentle, his manner humble. "I ask for only 3 steps of land as measured by my own feet. That is all I need." Bali's ministers whispered warnings. Shukracharya, Bali's wise guru, saw through the disguise. "This is no ordinary boy," he warned. "This is Vishnu himself come in disguise. Do not agree to this request. It will be your undoing." Bali looked at his guru, then looked at the small boy before him, and he made a choice. He chose to give. "I have never refused anyone who came to me with a genuine request," said King Bali. "Even if this is Vishnu himself, what great honor than to give to the divine. I have already pledged, I cannot take back my word." He poured water from his ritual vessel over Vamana's hand, completing the formal pledge of the gift. The earth trembled, and Vamana grew. In moments, the small boy expanded to fill the universe. His first step covered the entire earth, mountains, oceans, continents, forests, even human settlements. every grain of soil, all beneath one divine foot. His second step covered the entire heavenly realm, every star, every constellation, every world beyond the earth, all traversed in one cosmic stride. King Bali understood and stood in the middle of his own court, which had become the center of the cosmos. He looked up. He understood now there was no third step to take. There was nothing left, and he understood also why. "O Lord," said Bali, quietly, "I have nothing left to give you for the third step. I pledged land. Take my head and place your foot there. I will not break my word." And in this moment, everything shifts. King Bali, who began as the king of all the three worlds, ends as the king of his own integrity. He had everything and lost it all. And in losing it all with grace, with dignity, with his word kept, he became greater than he had been at the height of his power. Vishnu was moved. He honored Bali's extraordinary generosity and integrity. He gave Bali sovereignty over Patala, the netherworld, and he promised, "I myself will be your gatekeeper. Your glory will return in the next cosmic cycle." The Vamana story, seen through the lens of human history, speaks to one of civilization's most profound developments, the ability to measure. It sounds simple, but measurement changed everything. When humans developed standardized units of length, of weight, of time, of angle, they unlocked the ability to plan, to build, to govern, to trade across vast distances. The ancient Vedic tradition was in fact deeply concerned with precise measurement. The Sulabha Sutras, the mathematical texts dating back thousands of years, describe geometric measurements with extraordinary precision. The construction of fire altars required exact measurement of area, angle, and proportion. Vamana's three steps are not just a story about divine power. They are a story about what precise measurement makes possible. With three steps perfectly measured, the entire cosmos is organized. Every realm given its proper boundary. Every being returned to their proper place. Empires are not built by brute force alone. They are built by those who can measure, plan, project, and think ahead. Alexander's generals used geometry. The Roman Empire was built on surveying and cartography. The Indus Valley civilization, one of the world's first, showed evidences of standardized weights and measures across hundreds of miles. The deepest teachings of Vamana, though, is about ego and generosity. King Bali's story shows us something counterintuitive. His greatest moment was not at the height of his power, ruling all three worlds, but his greatest moment was when he had lost everything and still chose to honor his word. There is a teaching here about the relationship between giving and receiving. We often think generosity is diminishing, that when we give, we have less. Vamana shows the opposite. Every act of genuine generosity, especially one that costs something, expands the soul. Even as King Bali's material kingdom shrank, his spiritual stature grew. And there is the teaching about ego. King Bali was warned by his own guru. He knew the risk, and he gave anyway. Not out of naivety, but out of integrity. He chose to be who he was, even at the cosmic cost. How often do we cling to what we have, to positions, to power, to possessions, because letting go feels like defeat. Bali shows that sometimes the greatest victory is the one that looks like surrender. Humility is not weakness. It is the capacity to see clearly what is truly yours and what belongs to something larger. From the 3 steps, the cosmos was reorganized. From one generous king's surrender, a spiritual greatness was born that outlasted an empire. And from a small, unassuming boy, the greatest lesson in humility and measurement that mythology has ever given us. In our next episode, the tone shifts. We leave the realm of kings and cosmic bargains and enter the realm of the warrior. The 6th avatar of Lord Vishnu arrives not with cleverness or grace, but with an axe. Parashurama, the avatar of correction and purification, will show us that sometimes the highest form of love is the willingness to act decisively against what is wrong, even when it is painful, even when it costs everything. Join us for episode 6 on infinite abundance. Like, share and subscribe if this content resonates with you. And leave your thoughts below. Until next episode, Namaste, Namaskaram.